My name is Alba. I am 33 years old. I work as a nurse in a hospital. Every day, I take care of people who are sick. I help them feel better. I love my job because I like helping others. But my job is not easy. I work many hours. Sometimes I work during the day, and sometimes I work at night. I feel very tired after work. I live alone in a small apartment. I do not have a husband or a boyfriend. I wake up early, go to work, and come home late. My life is quiet. I do not go out much. I do not have many friends. On weekends, I visit my mother. She lives in a small village. She is old and needs help. I cook for her, clean the house, and talk with her. We drink tea and enjoy simple things. I feel happy when I help her. I do not wear special clothes. I have short brown hair. I am not very slim. I think I look normal. I do not wear makeup. I do not feel beautiful. I do not think men notice me. I always think love is for other people, not for me. Then one day, something changed. A new doctor came to our hospital. His name was Michael. He was 31 years old. That means he is 2 years younger than me. Michael is very handsome. He has blue eyes and brown hair. He is tall and strong. He always smiles and says kind things. Many nurses like him. He is friendly and easy to talk to. At first, I did not think he would ever notice me. I was just a simple nurse. I was quiet. I always did my work and went home. I thought, he will not talk to someone like me. But one day, something happened. I was in the hospital kitchen. I was drinking tea alone. Michael walked in. He looked at me and said, "Hi, how are you today?" I was surprised. I did not know what to say. I smiled and said, "I'm fine, just a little tired." He nodded and said, "Yes, today is a long day." Then he smiled again and walked away. That small moment stayed in my mind. No one had talked to me like that in a long time. After that, he started talking to me more. He asked how I was doing. He asked about my work. One day, I told him that I visit my mother on weekends. The next week, he asked, "How is your mother?" I was surprised he remembered. I started to feel happy when I saw him. I waited for him to smile or say something. It made my day better. Then one night, it was raining very hard. I finished work and waited near the hospital door. I did not bring an umbrella. I did not want to walk home in the rain. Michael saw me and said, "Alba, do you need a ride home?" I looked at him. I felt nervous, but I said yes. His car was clean and warm. It smelled like coffee. We talked on the way home. He asked me about my family. I asked him about his job. We talked about small things, but it felt nice. He made me feel comfortable. After that night, he sometimes gave me a ride home. He also brought me coffee at work. We sat together during lunch breaks. We laughed. We shared stories. I felt happy. I felt light. My heart started to wake up again. But sometimes, I asked myself, why is he talking to me? I was not beautiful. I did not dress in special ways. I was just me. Still, he looked at me like I mattered. He smiled like he saw something good in me. One weekend, I took out an old box from my closet. It had paint and paper. I used to paint when I was younger. But I stopped for many years. That day, I wanted to paint again. I painted flowers, trees, and people. It made me feel calm. It helped me think. A few days later, I showed Michael one of my paintings. It was a picture of a tree and a small house. He looked at it and said, "Alba, this is beautiful. You have real talent." I smiled. I felt shy but also proud. Every evening, I painted after work. It became my time to relax. I made tea, played soft music, and painted. I started to feel alive again. I did not know if Michael liked me the way I liked him. But one thing was true. My life was not so quiet anymore. I smiled more. I felt warm inside. For the first time in a long time, I was not just living, I was feeling. Every day at the hospital, I started to feel something new. I looked forward to going to work, not just because I loved my job, but because I wanted to see Michael. His smile made me feel calm. His voice made me feel safe. We were not just co-workers anymore. We were becoming friends. I didn't say it out loud, but in my heart, I knew I was starting to like him more and more. He often brought me coffee in the morning. He remembered the way I liked it with just a little milk and no sugar. At lunch, we sat together and talked. He made me laugh. Sometimes he looked into my eyes and listened so carefully, it felt special. I had never had this kind of connection with someone before. One Friday, he asked, "Do you want to go to the movies this weekend?" I looked at him and smiled. Yes, I said. We both had the day off. On Sunday, he picked me up from my apartment. We watched a funny movie. After the movie, we walked in the park. The sky was blue, the air was soft and quiet. We talked about our families, our childhood, and our dreams. Time moved slowly, and I wanted that day to last forever. When I got home that night, I felt so happy. I sat on my bed and smiled. I thought maybe, just maybe, he liked me too. But a few days later, something happened that changed everything. Michael came to me after work. He looked serious. "Alba," he said, "I need to tell you something." I nodded. I could feel my heart beat faster. He looked down and then back at me. "I'm married," he said. I didn't speak. I couldn't speak. I just stared at him. He said his wife's name was Laura. They had been married for 5 years. They had no children. He said, "We are not happy together. We are very different. We don't talk much anymore. We don't spend time together." He looked at me and said, "But with you, I feel alive. I feel like myself again. You make me smile. You listen. You understand me." I didn't know what to say. I felt confused and hurt. I liked Michael. But now, everything was different. I didn't know he was married. He never told me. He never wore a wedding ring. He never spoke about Laura before. That night, I could not sleep. I kept thinking about everything. Why didn't he tell me before? Did he want something more with me? What about his wife? Was she kind? Was she beautiful? I felt small. I felt like maybe I was only a distraction for him. I started writing in my journal again. I wrote in English, even though it was not perfect. It helped me understand my feelings. I wrote, "Why does he make me feel special if he belongs to someone else?" 2 days later, I went to a big supermarket in the city. I wanted to buy some food and some paint for my art. I walked through the aisles and heard a voice I knew. It was Michael. I looked up and saw him before he saw me. He was with a woman. She was tall and very beautiful. Her hair was long and shiny. Her dress looked expensive. She smiled and laughed as she spoke to Michael. They looked happy together. I didn't wait. I turned and walked away. I didn't want them to see me. I felt something heavy in my chest. Was that Laura? Was that his wife? She looked perfect, and I was just me. A simple nurse with short hair and quiet dreams. When I got home, I sat in silence. I didn't cry. I just thought. I thought about what I wanted. I didn't want to be the other woman. I didn't want to hurt someone's marriage. But I also couldn't lie. Being with Michael made me feel alive. I needed answers. I needed to understand why Michael came into my life. Was it fate? Was it just a mistake? I didn't know. But I knew I had to talk to him again. That night, I looked at my journal and wrote, "I must protect my heart. I must be honest with myself." The next morning, I woke up early. I painted for an hour before work. The colors were darker that day. My hands moved slower. My heart felt heavy. But painting helped me feel stronger. I knew I had to speak to Michael. I needed to hear the truth again. And I needed to decide what was best for me. The next day at work, I felt tired. I did not sleep well the night before. I had many thoughts in my head. I did not want to see Michael, but I knew I had to talk to him. I needed to know the truth. I needed to understand what was really happening between us. When I saw him in the hallway, he smiled at me like everything was normal. But I could not smile back. I looked at him and said, "Michael, we need to talk." He looked surprised. "What's wrong, Alba?" he asked. I looked into his eyes and said, "I saw you at the supermarket. You were with your wife. You looked happy together. I don't understand why you are spending time with me if you are happy with her." Michael became quiet. Then he said, "I understand how you feel. But I'm not happy, Alba. You saw one moment. But my marriage is not full of joy. Laura and I don't have the same connection anymore. We live in the same house, but we are far from each other." He looked at me with soft eyes. "With you, I feel alive. I can be myself. I can laugh. I feel safe. I enjoy our time together. You bring light to my life." I listened, but I did not speak right away. My heart felt heavy. I cared about him. I enjoyed being with him. But I did not want to be part of something that was not honest. I did not want to hurt someone else. I did not want to hurt myself. I looked at him and said, "I need some time, Michael. I need space to think." For the next few days, I stayed away. I did my work quietly. I went home and painted. I wrote in my journal every night. I asked myself hard questions. What do I want in life? What kind of love do I deserve? Is this the right path for me? I called my best friend, Sarah. She always gives me honest advice. I told her everything about Michael, his wife, my feelings, and my confusion. Sarah listened carefully. Then she said, "Alba, you are kind, and you have a big heart. But don't accept half of someone. You deserve someone who chooses you fully. Don't become someone's second choice." Her words stayed in my mind. 1 week later, Michael called me. He asked if he could meet and talk. I said yes. We met in a small park near the hospital. The sky was grey, and the wind was soft. We sat on a bench under a tree. Michael looked at me and said, "I've missed talking to you. I think about you every day." I took a deep breath. "Michael," I said, "I care about you. I enjoy your company, but I cannot be in this situation. I cannot be the other woman. It doesn't feel right. You need to decide what you really want. If you are not happy in your marriage, you should talk to your wife. But I cannot be part of your life like this." Michael was quiet. He looked sad, but he nodded. "I understand, Alba. I never wanted to hurt you. I just wanted to feel something again. You gave me that feeling. But I respect your choice. I care about you too. I want you to be happy." We stood up. We did not hug. We did not cry. But there was something strong in the silence. I walked away feeling both sad and free. That night, I looked at my journal. I wrote, "I chose myself. I chose peace. I chose truth. I knew it was the right decision, even if it was hard." Life moved forward. I still worked at the hospital. I still painted in the evenings, but I also did something new. I joined an English class at night. I wanted to improve my skills. I wanted to grow. In class, I met new people. Some were shy, like me. Some were funny and full of energy. I started to smile more again. Every week, I got a little better. My English words became clearer. My confidence became stronger. I learned not just the language, but also something about myself. I learned that it is okay to let go. It is okay to feel sad. And it is always okay to choose your own happiness. One day, after class, I walked home under the stars. I looked up and smiled. The night was quiet, but my heart was full. I had learned that love is not only about someone else. Sometimes, love begins when you finally believe that you are enough. Alba's story is not just about love. It is about change, courage, and learning to believe in yourself. She started as a simple nurse who worked hard and lived a quiet life. She was kind and gentle, but she often felt invisible. She never thought someone would notice her or care about her in a special way. Then, Michael entered her life. He made her feel seen. He made her smile. For the first time in a long time, Alba felt alive again. She opened her heart. She began to paint. She began to dream again, but when she found out that Michael was married, her world became confusing. She had to make a difficult choice. She cared for him, but she also cared for herself. Alba took time to think. She talked to her friend. She listened to her heart. In the end, she made a strong and brave decision. She chose herself. She chose honesty. She walked away from a love that was not complete. She did not want to be a secret or second choice. After that, she focused on growing. She joined an English class. She met new people. She smiled more. She learned that real love starts from inside. When you respect yourself, you make better choices. And those choices lead to peace and new hope. The lesson from Alba's story is this: sometimes love feels good, but it is not always right. We must have the strength to choose what is best for our hearts. We must know our worth. And we must believe that we deserve a love that is honest, full, and free. So how can you apply this in your life? Ask yourself, am I choosing peace or just avoiding pain? Take time to know your value. Don't be afraid to let go of something that feels good but is not right. Trust that better days will come when you choose truth. And now, congratulations. If you listen to this full story, your English listening and understanding are improving. You're getting better every day. Let's check your memory with a small question. Why did Alba decide to stop seeing Michael? A. Because she didn't like him anymore. B. Because she wanted to respect herself and not hurt others. Please comment below with your answer, or B. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to the channel so we can bring you more stories like this. Your support gives us the energy to keep going. Also, if you feel this helped you, consider donating. In the beginning, it's hard for us to make quality content without support. We create these videos for free to help you learn English, so every little donation helps us continue. Thank you for listening, for learning, and for growing with us.